Hey everyone, I'm Anthony, and I want to showcase my self-cast Storm Burst Elementalist build that I made first time in Pre-Shell League, but I converted it to normal leagues with mercenaries and stuff. Um, so usually people say that Storm Burst is really clanky and clunky, and no one really wants to play it, only with totems. So I made this self-cast and it is really good. The damage is very good. I got the defenses pretty decent. And before I go into details, I'll just go in and do a quick Cortex, a normal Cortex. Uh, and then I will do a tier 17 just to showcase it. Then I'll go over how the build works and everything else. So I'll just take these out real quick until I get to the end of the map, and then I'll go over what it's like and everything. Uh, the build is actually um, quite good. You can even start with it at league start. I started it, and it took me through the campaign pretty easily, and it was a smooth sailing up till, well, I didn't even struggle with anything, to be honest. Uh, the only challenge was for me to figure out the defenses for it because at first, but yeah, I didn't really know what I'm going to do. It was just like an idea of mine. It was like really get glass cannony, but now I can do tier 17s even. I also did an Uber Elder just to see if it can do it. I'm not really into to high level content, um, and yeah, I do tier 17s to farm. I find bossing over long periods of time pretty boring, um, and I'm actually channeling it, and that's how I do damage right here. But the real damage comes from releasing and the explosions after that. So this is good if you don't really have to move too much and you can uh, get max channel counts. But if you move a lot and boss or something like that, um, it's actually not a problem if you can't channel to max because just the explosions by themselves do more damage. Um, I'll just show it before. So like, yeah, I just released it for like after 1 second of channeling and just one insta-died. Uh, even in like the Uber Elder fight, uh, the damage is pretty good. Um, but since the phases and everything, um, it doesn't really show. And also, I'm pretty good bad at bossing. I don't really have good skills, so that's another thing to consider. Um, just put everything back. Need that. Uh, I'll go over the gear a bit later. It's not that important. Um, so I died a few times in the Uber Elder fight, but that's a matter of skill, to be honest, because I didn't really play Uber content in quite a while. So um, yeah, I'm using ambush, doing tier 17 fortresses for scalp farming. Here are the scarabs. I'm just stacking a bunch of rares to get scarabs from them. That's it. Okay, where was I? Let's go do this map, and now I will talk about the build because I can't really focus otherwise. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die here because just I'm recording. That's usually the thing that happens. I'll just try and find a boss quick and then kill it. Care about that. They don't have to stand and channel. You can just channel for like 1 second, let it go, and well, pop. Everything just dies. Usually there are some tankier Soul Eater bosses that take a bit longer to kill, but if my mercenary doesn't die with the boss, it's pretty easy to kill the boss. If the mercenary dies, because I built it around Doriani's on a mercenary, it's gonna be a little bit trickier to kill because I don't have penetration and anything like that. So yeah, damage mitigation on this build comes from well, converting a lot of physical damage taken to fire, even through Ascendancies and the mercenary as well. I'm also using I'm just using Immortal Call for damage mitigation. Like, yeah. Let's go. Let's hope that the mercenary doesn't die on me, like usually it does. That's about it. Yeah, and watch the mods. I didn't really check what the mods were on this map, but this is usually how it goes. Sometimes, I mean, I just upgraded some items on my mercenary so that it wouldn't die, because usually it would sometimes die on the boss when I got in, and then it would kind of cripple my entire run of that map. I could finish it, no problems, but I would do a bit less damage since I don't have the penetration on. I mean, not the penetration, but the less resistances on monsters, because I don't have a curse on hit ring, and I don't have uh, uh, what's it called? Exposure. Sorry, because I'm a little bit tired, so I'm not thinking straight. Yeah, I'll finish the map later. I think this showed how the build works in action. So I'll go over the gear and how I built the character. So first and foremost, the most important thing for this build to work is Crest of Desire and a Storm Burst, at least not level. The quality has to be as high as it can. So that's what gives me the most damage, is uh, stacking a bunch of quality on the skill gem. That way my explosions after I release channeling, these deal a bunch of more damage the more duration I have. So I got it up to 8-second duration. That's the threshold I usually want to get to, because this gives me most bang for my buck. I mean, this is the easiest to reach. After this, it's really hard to get more duration. I also use a Ashes of the Stars, same thing, level and quality. Level and quality. This doesn't need a 6 link, only after a little bit of time to get enlightened on most of your auras. I use block to mitigate my damage, some of it. I use only energy shield gear. And this is how my shield looks after I failed the influence slam and I got recover life instead of energy shield. I will be recrafting this, but I'm just saving up for it. Then I go to my chest. It's just generic energy shield, some resist, and Fizz taken as fire and crit multi for spell damage. And I use Enlighten with Discipline, Tempest Shield, Haste, Herald of Ash, and Herald of Purity. I use my rings as energy shield, cast speed, and resists, and also want to have -3 cost on channeling skills on both my rings, so that I don't need to use that. I just don't. It doesn't cost mana to use, so that's really convenient. Because sometimes if you get a good shrine or a headhunter buff, the cast rate goes up to the moon, and you can't sustain the mana, and it's kind of frustrating at that time. But if you don't have cost, you can cast away. The other ring is stat ring, strength dex, just to be able to use my skill gems, and energy shield, some resist. I crafted all my gear except the rings. And the rings are harder to craft, so I just bought them, and it was way cheaper because no one uses really cast speed rings. Then I go over to my boots. I crafted this using essences, I guess. Yep. Energy shield, resist movement speed, and I crafted on immune to ailment, so I focused, which I press sometimes if I get some ailment on me that is draining my energy shield. Gloves are the same. Energy shield, resists, and attack and cast speed while focused, so I'm double dipping on focus. It's really good to have an extra cast speed somewhere. I convert my rest of my physical damage from Storm Burst with this Searing Exarch implicit. I think it's Searing Exarch. Yeah, no, actually it's Ether. To convert my fist to lightning, I get Unnerve, and on my boots I get Fizz Extra Lightning and Action Speed. Okay, I went over most of it. Got rings, yeah. And then the weapon is most importantly spell damage, spell level, crit, and cast speed. These are the most important ones. You don't need Fizz Extra to start out. It's on the endgame min-max version. It's a little bit more damage than just taking like one like this. This was what I was using before. All you need is spell damage, cast speed, crit, and the level of lightning, physical, or all spells, whichever you can get. Levels after Crest of Desire is not really important. It does increase the damage, but it's not that important. So that's about it. I'm not using a Curse on Hit ring. I was using this before I got these. before I actually did and make a Doriani's prototype mercenary. You don't need this. Doriani's prototype is really good for damage, but even if I wasn't using that, the damage would be fine for everything usually. This is just an overkill on my damage, but this would be fine. You don't need the Doriani's prototype, but considering the price of Doriani's and the curse on hit rings, I'd say Doriani is cheaper, and it's better just to make a Doriani's mercenary, to be honest. So yeah, but to start out, a elemental weakness ring is good if you don't have anything else. As for the belt, I'm using a headhunter. I just bought this like 1 or 2 days ago. No, I bought it yesterday, I think. But this is not needed. I just did it because I could fit it in. A belt like this, or it doesn't have to be a Stygian. It just needs resist and energy shield. If you're doing energy shield stacking like me, it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't need to be at hunter. This is just for yeah. I enjoy playing with at hunter. I'll just go over the Merc's items as well. I just go for try to get some life and resists to mitigate the resist rings I have here, and to make it so that my Merc doesn't die as often, because I have 190 lightning res, and yeah, just got some boots with resist life. The gloves also temp chains and some life resist. Wasn't anything, wasn't expensive at all. I use this to convert the enemy's physical damage to fire, because I really don't have any other physical mitigation. So this helps a lot. I have two minus resist rings, Perquils for lucky damage, Doriani's for the resistances on monsters, life resist on helmet. I just put some whatever Searing Exarch implicits on. The wand is just a simple essence crafted, like I put a few essences on this wand I just picked up from the ground. Nothing extra fancy. Okay, so you guys saw how it plays. All you do is channel for 1 or 2 seconds, and these explosions will do a bunch of damage, because quality says on this that you get extra base duration on the skill, and after you release it, every orb that explodes deals 75% of skill damage for every 0.4 seconds remaining from its duration. So if I channel for like 1 second and I release it, I have 7 seconds left approximately that will be added as damage for every 4.4 seconds remaining for the explosion's damage, which deals the most damage. That's how you get the most out of this skill, the way I built it. That's why you don't need uh, any links for it, any supports, because the skill is just fine by itself. Also, I forgot to mention that this helmet gives levels, quality, and guaranteed double damage for the skill that it suckered in. Okay, let's go over to something else, the Flasks. I use Coruscating Elixir since I'm using Energy Shield. I don't want Chaos damage to bypass it, so that I'm using this. This will prevent Chaos damage to go through my Energy Shield, and this makes me able to use pain attunement, more damage on low life, and I'm getting charges every. So I'll go over that a little bit later. How I sustain my flask is I use a brutal restraint with Barbala that gives me the trader flask gain 4 charges per empty flask slot every 5 seconds. So I have what, 4 times 3, so I get 12 charges every 4 seconds, or every 5 seconds for my flask. This makes it permanent, actually. This is usually the best, so we let you leave out 3 flasks, and you can use 2 of them basically permanently. I use an Orion sand for mainly the elemental resistances, and it also gives me explode, so it's pretty good. I don't have to rely on too much on gear to get my resists, and it's a bit easier on me. Okay, let's go over the passive tree. I use an Elementalist. I use golems for +2 golems and the buff effect and whatever. Golems give a lot of buffs, and it's really strong this league. So I'll go over them. I get life regen, defenses, so that I get more energy shield from Stone Golem. I get damage from Flame Golem and also area effect. It's really good. Then I get some crit from Ice Golem. And then the Lightning Golems gives me a bunch of cast speed and mana regen, which even if I wasn't 0 on mana cost on Storm Burst, I could easily sustain the cost. But this is way easier. Okay, I use Bringer of Ruin for Herald buffs and mana reservation. I'll go over the skills in a little bit. I use Shaper of Storms to always shock, and then enemies take 25% more damage for after you shock them, which is always. And then I use Shaper of Phalanx to so the enemy's physical damage will be converted to fire if I ignite them, which I always do, because I have Herald of Ash, which gives me a bunch of physical damages extra fire. I use Herald of Purity to get the more physical damage. That's the only thing I use it for. It doesn't seem much, but it actually is pretty good. Gives a bunch of fizz that's converted to lightning. It's really good. I use haste for just the cast speed and movement speed. And also I'll get over to the Watcher's Eye as well a little bit later. I use Temper Shield to get some more spell block. Then I use Discipline for more energy shield, Enlighten to lower the mana cost. Then I use Arrogance with Hatred, so I reserve Hatred on my life to get low life, to get more spell damage from Pain Attunement. Flame Dash. I'll go over the defensive buffs a bit later. So I use Stone Golem, Flame Golem, Ice Golem, and Lightning Golem in my gloves. Then here I use Arcanist Brand with Bone Offering. Then I use Blade Vortex while mapping, because I don't really need Desecrate, which I'm using if I am bossing. Here it is. So if I boss, I just use Desecrate to get corpses, so that I can get more out of Bone Offering, which I can use because I am using Forbidden Flesh and Flame combo or Mistress of Sacrifice, which lets me use offerings that will also apply to me. Like, I don't know what's the percentage that is, but it actually caps my block chances. And also, not just that, because Mistress of Sacrifice also gives me skill effect duration, which I'll go over in a little bit. So let's go over my passive points. I'm really lost. I'm not good at this, but this build is a little bit all over the place to make it work as it is at the moment. So it needs a lot of things, but it works without them. But it still needs them if you want to take it to the highest point. So I start out over here. It's cast speed and spell damage. Here I just get some resists with ignore stuns while casting and some stats, which is needed. Spell crit, cast speed, lightning damage and cast speed. I get convert to lightning. Here I get power charge for every second of channeling. I go over here. Energy shield and light radius is based on my energy shield, which is good because if I don't have it, then I don't see too much of what I'm doing. I go over here, I take some spell block, and that block per 5% chance on shield. I have my Watcher's Eye here, which is base crit if I'm affected by hatred. Also get phasing while affected by haste, which is really good. I have perma phasing, don't have to rely on Flask, jewel mod or whatever to get phasing. It's a really good thing to have. Also have this Zealot's Oath. This is not necessary, but since I always have some life regen from golems and my gears, it's nicer to have it on my energy shield. I have some crit here, energy shield and life. Plus, I put this rune graft on here for increased global defenses, so I have more energy shield. Mana reservation efficiency on here. And if we go to the right here, get reservation efficiency over here as well. Brutal restraint that I talked about for fast charges, lightning damage and penetration, herald buffs, and life reservation efficiency so that I can fit in hatred here. I get the golem buffs here for an extra golem and buff effect. I go over here and take some energy shield leech and instant leech. Over here I get crit for shocked enemies, which is good because I always shock. I have a cluster jewel with Arcane Adept, Essential Slash, and Practice Caster, which is damage while leeching, leech, and attack and cast speed while leeching. Over here I get attack and cast speed. Channeling skills deal increased damage, gain arcane surge for 1 second after channeling. And here I get some cast ignore stuns while casting. So I still get stunned, but I don't get stunned out of my casting, which is really convenient. I find it easier to play with that. Crit multi, pain attunement. I have a impossible escape. And over here with Mage Bane, I get all the skill effect duration notes here. This is one of the most important things that you need to be able to have as much duration on Storm Burst as you can. You go over here with the energy shield cluster, go down here, take the elemental damage, and then the last thing which I'm talking about is also skill effect duration with more skill effect duration mastery. So all of this Out of all of this, the most important thing is usually just the duration. After you, well, yeah, I'm not going to talk about leveling and stuff right here, but this is one of the most important things, the two duration clusters, then the cast speed over here to get your Storm Burst down to at least 0.1 cast time, but I usually like to have it at around 0.9, and then after I get Arcane Surge and whatever else buffs, it goes even lower to 0.7, 0.07, which is way better for casting really quickly. Okay, is there anything? Yep, the the last most important thing is Immortal Call with automation and more duration. So since I'm stacking a bunch of duration, Immortal Call has 3.75% second duration, which while playing can sometimes go up to like 5 seconds if you get the proper buffs. And 1.9 second cooldown time is really low also. So you almost have like a lot of uptime on Immortal Core, which is really powerful. Really, really good. People don't use it because it only has a base duration of 1 second. So that's not much, to be honest. But if you can get it this high, it's really worth to use, because you get less elemental damage taken, less physical damage taken. Plus, if you have endurance charges, it's even better. So this is a really good defensive layer as well, along with all the golem buffs and everything. Another thing that sometimes, well, the golems die, but it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. They get resummoned, so it doesn't matter. I mean, that's about it. I think I didn't forget anything. No, I don't think so. And also, Ashes of the Stars also gives quality to every other skill gem, which is also really good. I use Blade Vortex here because it's like an aura that damages enemies. It's not much damage, but sometimes it's enough to get something that gets really close to you, like a white mob. It just dies if it gets close to you, and well, I'd say it's a good defensive layer as well. I think that's about it. I talked about Watcher's Eye, why I'm using Haste and Hatred, Forbidden Flesh and Flame for offerings and skill effect duration, which ultimately gives a lot of duration on my skill. More damage from Pain Attunement, Impossible Escape to get here, to get Flasks, Brutal Restraint with the Trader, get 2 Flasks. And overall, I think it's a pretty good playing experience. I can do bosses, I can do mapping. It's not super fast, but it's reliable, and it gets most of the stuff done. I don't even know how much I invested in this character so far, but it was worth it. There wasn't a point where I was like struggling with anything. I got to maps with a 4 link by the time I got to like, well, like tier 4 maps, I could get a Crest of Desire for like the cheapest one on the market. And if you get the cheapest one, even that is a really, really big damage upgrade. And you can just stop thinking about how to get a 5 or 6 link for a while. And then if you get enough currency, then you can get the 6 link with the Enlighten. But if you get like a 4 link with an Enlighten and just take one of the ores out, it's not a big deal. Still really good. To get low life, I'd recommend to have, well, about 5 or 6,000 energy shield ready to swap to low life. Yeah. Before that, it's not good enough. I was doing hybrid life and energy shield stuff with Ghost Rye. It's a really good starter body armor to use. I think I'm gonna stop rambling about this. I've been going on for too long, and I think I'm gonna just add a Uber fight at the end. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll try and answer it as best as I can. Okay, bye bye. Okay, let's do a Uber shaper. See how the build handles it. Can the Merc survive or something? Let's see. Probably gonna die, and I'm gonna be disappointed, but we'll see. Oh wait, this is an Uber Elder. Nice. It's even better. So I don't really like the normal Uber shaper. Rot, spoil, and stars. Do a little bit slower on those projectiles, but whatever. Whoa! Almost got fucked. Okay, the Merc is still alive. I'm still alive for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay, he phased. Okay, we phased this guy as well. I'd say it was pretty smooth so far. Damage is good. Let's try to minimize the degen on the floor. Fuck. I was trying to kite the ball to a place that it won't be too bad. And I forgot to press my buttons. Oh shit. TP'd on me. Come on. Oh. panicking and I almost went into it. No, I need my block. Where's the Elder? Holy shit. Fuck me. It's trying to dash, but not dash. Yeah, plain dash. I pressed it a bit. Okay, and the Merc died, so that's perfect. 2, 1, and I'm done. Where are you guys? Come on. Need to face the Elder. Okay, let's get out of the way. Okay, so another phase, another day. I'm not good at this. I barely did. I think I did Uber Elder like one time ever since I'm playing this game. So. Not Uber Elder, Uber Elder. Ah, I was afraid to get out of the circle because I don't want to get caught in the explosion and then I got slammed. So it's fucked. Shit. Where's the other? It's not actually the damage, it's actually the defenses that I'm probably lacking. No, actually, I'm lacking skills. I barely do this content, so yeah, it's clenching quite hard. And yeah, it was something. So sure, this is probably not worth like 2 chaos. I thought it's a rain, yeah. It should, whatever. It's not that I don't have the defenses or whatever, but my Merc is kind of squishy. Still have to figure out how to build it properly. It doesn't have any resists or whatever. It's just done so that Doriani works to points, and Legion is not really something that can survive. Nor can I. So that's about it. Still got 1 portal left.